Heather Locklear is perhaps best known for her role as Amanda Woodward on Fox's Melrose Place. The primetime soap opera ran from July 1992 to May 1999 and was a huge hit with teens and young adults. The role earned Locklear 4 consecutive Golden Globe nods for Best Actress in a Television Drama Series. While Locklear was once one of the hottest and most sought-after actresses of the 80s and 90s, since 2013 she's largely fallen off the map. While it's not uncommon for stars to quit showbiz to pursue other opportunities, the real reason might surprise you. Keep watching to learn the shocking truth of why you don't see Heather Locklear anymore. Heather's career started out strong. Born in LA in 1961, Heather was the daughter of Diane and Bill Locklear. Her mother worked as a production executive in Hollywood, and her father was a former Marine colonel, as well as an administrator at UCLA. After graduating from high school, Heather enrolled in UCLA, where she pledged Chi Omega and Delta Delta Delta, but was never officially initiated into either. While attending school, she started working in modeling and did a few commercials for the school store. She made early appearances in television shows like 240 Robert, Chips, and 8 is Enough before she began her decades-long collab with Aaron Spelling. Despite the fact that her resume wasn't all that impressive, Spelling saw there was something special about Locklear. He loved what he saw in her previous work and was confident she had the looks and talent to one day grow into a major star. Deciding he was going to be the one to facilitate that transformation, Spelling invited Locklear to join the cast of Dynasty during the show's second season. Locklear's character, Sammy Jo, the ever-conniving niece of Crystal Carrington, was the kind of character audiences loved to hate. She might not have been a particularly likable character, but she shined in the role. Dynasty proved to be the first of many Aaron Spelling-helmed productions that Locklear was involved with. During the first couple years on Dynasty, she also appeared in the award-winning William Shatner-led drama T.J. Hooker. On that program, she appeared in almost every episode as a series regular. After the show finished after 5 seasons, Heather was made a series regular on Dynasty. After Dynasty ended, Locklear returned to reprise her role of Sammy Jo once again in the TV miniseries Dynasty: The Reunion in 1991. She worked with Spelling once again when she was cast as Amanda Woodward in the hit series Melrose Place. Melrose Place was a long-running primetime soap that dealt with tropish themes like sex, backstabbing, and infidelity. Her appearance in that show initially proved a boost to the show's ratings, but throughout the series' 7-season run, her character became so unanimously disliked, in all the right ways, that she was kept around as a series regular. Oddly enough, she was always billed as a special guest star. During her time working with Spelling, Locklear appeared in a total of 8 of the producer's projects. In addition to the ones we've covered, she could also be seen in shows like The Love Boat, Fantasy Island, Matt Houston, Hotel, and a made-for-TV film called Rich Men, Single Women. Before we tell you more, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to Factsverse if you haven't already. Locklear showed off her versatility in comedic roles. Nighttime soaps weren't the only kinds of offerings that Locklear excelled in. She also displayed a remarkable gift for appearing in comedic roles. The comedy Going Places was her first foray into TV sitcoms, but that series unfortunately only lasted a single season. She didn't take another stab at sitcoms until 1999 when she co-starred with Michael J. Fox in Spin City. Seeing as comedy seemed to be her new calling, she next joined the cast of Scrubs, appearing in a recurring role. She later made appearances in shows like Rules of Engagement, Hot in Cleveland, and 2.5 Men. In 2009, the CW decided to give Melrose Place the reboot treatment. Locklear reprised her role of Amanda Woodward and appeared in 8 episodes before the show was quietly canceled after a season. In the last 10 or so years, Locklear's presence has been markedly diminished compared to the high-profile status she once had. Besides appearing in Hot in Cleveland, Locklear had a recurring role on the TNT show Franklin and Bash and another in TLC's Too Close to Home. While both were met with positive critical feedback, they were short-lived. She's also taken a stab at doing movie roles, appearing in a handful of films such as Uptown Girls, The Perfect Man, and most recently 2013's Scary Movie 5. The last thing she did was a fairly forgettable Lifetime TV movie, Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, the Christine Carlson story, airing in 2021. Locklear's health and legal troubles. The reason we haven't seen much of Heather in recent times has largely to do with a combination of her mental health struggles, high-profile marriages and divorces, and numerous legal troubles. In March 2008, a call was made to emergency services by someone claiming to be Heather's doctor. The caller expressed concern that Locklear was perhaps going to attempt to take her life. Emergency responders were dispatched to her home, but her publicist later said she never requested assistance. The Ventura County Sheriff's Department later put out a statement saying no further action was needed after they arrived at her Westlake Village home, and she appeared to be doing fine. That being said, they did say the call they received appeared to be genuine. Later that year, Locklear checked herself into an Arizona medical facility for psychological difficulties, including depression and anxiety. She returned home a month later after receiving treatment. In September of 2008, she was arrested by a California Highway Patrol officer under suspicion of driving under the influence. It was reported she'd been seen driving haphazardly just outside Santa Barbara. Law enforcement had been tipped off by former Us Weekly reporter and editor Jill Lacanian, who saw the actress driving erratically outside of a Montecito, California market. Locklear was charged formally on November 17, 2008 with one misdemeanor count of DUI, but a blood test indicated she had neither alcohol nor narcotics in her system. The Santa Barbara County Deputy District Attorney Lee Carter later stated it was his belief that her prescription medication for anxiety and depression may have impaired her ability to operate her vehicle safely. She pleaded no contest, and the DA dismissed the DUI charges. She was sentenced to 3 years probation and ordered to pay a $700 fine. In January of 2012, Heather's sister called 911 believing Locklear's life was in danger after she allegedly consumed a potentially life-threatening combo of prescription medications and alcohol. After medics arrived on scene, she was rushed to Los Robles Hospital in Thousand Oaks. The following day, she was released after doctors confirmed she wasn't in danger. Perhaps the most shocking bit of legal trouble that Locklear found herself in stemmed from an incident in February of 2018 when she was arrested for domestic violence and assaulting a police officer. Locklear was charged with 1 count of felony domestic violence and 3 counts of battery on a law enforcement officer. When officers arrived at her home, she allegedly attacked 3 of the responding sheriff deputies by kicking them and told them she wouldn't hesitate to shoot them if they showed up at her house again. The 911 call, which was taped and eventually released, was pretty damning. Her brother had been the one who called the cops after he came home to find Locklear and her boyfriend at the time, former AMA motocross racer Chris Heiser, arguing. Hours after Locklear was arrested, Heiser was too taken into custody for driving under the influence. Officers searched Locklear's home looking for a weapon, but came up empty-handed. In June of 2018, Locklear was arrested yet again for 2 misdemeanor counts of battery. After being released from police custody, she was hospitalized for a suspected overdose. In August, she pleaded no contest to the charges and was sentenced to 30 days in an inpatient residential mental health facility. As far as failed romantic relationships and marriages go, Locklear's first husband was Motley Crue drummer Tommy Lee, whom she married in 1986. That marriage ended in divorce in 1993, after which Locklear got married to high-profile rocker Bon Jovi guitarist Richie Sambora in 1994. With Sambora, Locklear gave birth to a daughter named Elizabeth Sambora in 1997. Sadly, Locklear filed for divorce from Sambora in early 2006. A month after the divorce had been filed, Sambora filed for joint custody of their daughter and for enforcement of a prenup. Their divorce was finalized in April of 2007. That same month, she began dating her former Melrose Place co-star Jack Wagner. In the summer of 2011, they announced they were engaged, but the marriage was called off by November. Now it's time to hear from you. What's your favorite role that Heather Locklear's ever played? Let us know in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Facts First if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.